Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss last part of May and June current affairs based questions part 5. In this video we are going to discuss 20 questions which comprises topics of biodiversity or environment and about organizations, international organizations, or about policies related to the biodiversity or environment. So let's take up questions. The first question is, consider the following statement regarding climate adaptation resilience for South Asia, that is CARE. Climate adaptation resilience for South Asia. This project is launched by the World Bank Fund South Asian countries to combat climate change. It will provide funds around $40 million. This much huge amount is giving to South Asia to combat climate change. So you definitely should know what's going on with South Asia in regarding to the climate change. This is for the mains purpose. So how you have to read about South Asia climate change? For that you have to refer two reports. One, IPCC 5th assessment report. Second, Ministry of Earth Science assessment of climate change report. This is the first assessment by India nationwide climate change report. This is the first one, released in 2020. IPCC 5th assessment report talks about South Asia's climate change and its impact. It talks about three things. One, sea level rise, temperature and rainfall. South Asia. First, sea level rise. It predicted that 26 centimeters to 98 centimeters by the end of 21st century or 2100. This is globally. When globally the sea level rises, automatically the sea level in Indian Ocean is also going to rise. This is going to impact India and Bangladesh a lot. The two low lying coastal areas. Okay, and the second one is temperature. It predicted that by the end of the 21st century, on land temperature is going to rise on an average by 2 degrees or may exceed 3 degrees also. This is under high emission scenario, if the countries are emitting very high global gases, warming gases. If countries are emitting less, then the increase will be less than 2 degrees centigrade. This is about the temperature. What about the high rainfall? The cyclonic activity in Bay of Bengal or Indian Ocean will be extreme, and it says that the heavy rainfall in South Asia may happen with low confidence. The IPC will use two terms very much: low confidence and high confidence. High confidence means most probably it is sure about the prediction. Low confidence means it may not show. So this is about the IPC fifth report, assessment fifth report on South Asia. So after knowing this, in future what may happen, you should be knowing the consequences also. What are the consequences? Floods, food and water shortage, heat related mortalities because temperature is increasing, floods, rain may increase. Because of floods, food grains may get damaged. Water scarcity will be there because of high runoff. So this is the consequences. What about Ministry of Earth Science assessment of climate change? It assessed the temperature on India has increased 0.7 degrees between 900 to 2018. This is about the temperature. What about the rainfall? It has assessed that between 950 to 2015 the monsoon rainfalls are declined by 6%. These are the two facts you should remember. You may use it in essay or mains in GS paper 1 or paper 2 GS paper 3. These are the reports of the past, how much the climate change was in India. What about the future now? It has given futures detail also. In that it spoke about temperature and rainfall. In temperature, it's about the future. Temperature may go up by 4.4 degrees compared to what is the temperature between 976 to 2005. You should remember this. If temperature, easy way to remember is, if temperature is increasing, there is something will increase. What is that? Warm days and warm nights will increase, obviously, because temperature is increasing, and warm days and warm nights also will increase. How much it will increase? It will increase by 55% and 70%. Warm days, this is warm days and this is warm nights. If these are increasing, temperature increase, warm days and warm night increases, what else will increase? If these two increases, heat waves will increase, right? How much it will increase? It increases to 3 to 4 times. It will increase. This is about the, if temperature increases, these are increases in future. In rainfall, 14%, the average variability will go up to 14% variability. It may go as high as 22.12% also. If this is going this much, means what? In some areas there will be dry spells, in some areas there will be wet spells. So this is all about the two reports that you should know. That's why WTO has started this care and gave around $40 million for the South Asia. South Asia countries what? Afghanistan, India, Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bangladesh. These 7 countries. Whenever you read about climate adaptation or resilience for Asian, anything about climate, you should know about all the things that we have discussed, because it will help definitely in mains answer writing. Because we are talking about climate adaptation, you should also not know that about climate adaptation summit 2021. This is the first time world leaders gathered at solely focus on climate adaptation in Netherlands. Definitely you should remember this is a most important topic, because this is the first time happened. Because it is about climate adaptation, you should read about Copenhagen Summit, happened in 2010. This is about this project and about the climate change, about the climate adaptation. Now let's see the options. It is a project. The project will build resilience to climate threats and disasters. Correct. The project implemented by World Bank. Correct. Answer is C. Consider the following statement regarding the tour of duty. The tour of duty is started by Indian Army. There will be 2 types. One, officer rank. Another is other rank. Okay. This tour of duty is just like intern for 3 years. Okay. And they will be paid after 3 years in lump sum amount. For officer rank, they will pay 5 to 6 lakhs. And for other rank, they will pay 2 to 3 lakhs. Both will be, they will give tax incentives. The basic aim to address to launch this tour of duty is: 1, unemployment is on rise; 2, rise of nationalism and patriotism in the country; 3, this will reduce the burden on defense budget. This is all about tour of duty. Let's see the options now. It is a short volunteer intern program for 3 years, correct, for youth. The scheme is tax-free income for 3 years and token lump sum for the end of, correct. It is implemented by Indian Army, correct. Answer is D. And because it is 3 years, we should not think there will be dilution in selection criteria. There won't be any dilution in selection criteria. The selection criteria will be same as they will select the permanent personals. So let's come to the other question. Which of the following statement regarding the one sun, one world, one grid is correct? This is launched by whom? By India. Where? At International Solar Alliance. This is launched by whom? India, and supported by France. The headquarters is in India of this. Where? In NCR. Indian International Solar Alliance is step taken to address climate change. Is just climate change? Question mark. No, it will address even economic issues too. What are those economic issues? That is, it will reduce dependency on fossil fossil fuels. This one sun, one world, one grid is of harnessing solar power and increase grid connectivity across border. Border means where? For east countries, for west countries. Why India is keen on this project? Because just now we have discussed about climate change assessment by IPCC 5th report and by Ministry of Earth Science. The second is it will reduce India's exchequer because it will reduce imports of crude oil for the energy purpose. And another thing is it will diversify energy resource basket, so it will enable India to achieve the demand of energy, ever increasing demand of energy. What is that ever increasing? 4.4%. Indian demand will increase, energy demand will increase 4.4% for next 10 to 20 years. So this one sun, one world, one grid will be taken under technical assistance program of World Bank. Okay, it will be implemented in 3 phases. 1 2 3 1 2 3. South Asia, Southeast Asia and Middle Asia will be connected with grid, and here Africa, this grid will be expanded to Africa. Like this they will be having a 3 phases. As this is part of International Solar Alliance, you should know one thing about International Solar Alliance. The members of this country is all the countries located between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, so do you think only these countries can be members of ISA? Absolutely no, because just now I have explained International Solar Alliance is started by India and supported by France. France does not fall under this zone. It is above Tropic of Cancer. Just by knowing this, you can eliminate. If in UPSC if they ask like this to confuse you, you can eliminate options. That's it. So come to the options. It is rolled out by the government of France and India. Wrong. This is done for ISA. It is only by India. It has been taken up under the technical assistance program of World Bank. Correct. So answer is B. Consider the following statement regarding golden langur. So how many langurs are in India? Mainly there are 3 langurs, you can say. Mainly the 3 langurs. One is Nilgiri langur, another is golden langur, another is grey langur. Nilgiri langur is vulnerable, grey langur vulnerable. This one is endangered. This thing you should know. This is located in Assam. Manas river, Santosh river or Brahmaputra river. This is what you have to know about the langurs. So answer, let's see the options. It is endemic to western Assam, correct. Its status under IUCN red list is endangered, correct. And it is habitat. Their habitat is restricted to the region surrounded by Manas River, Santosh River, and Brahmaputra River. Correct answer is D. What is the definition of endemic here? In second last video, I have clearly explained what is endemic in medical terms. What is epidemic? What is pandemic? I have given the example for endemic. What is that? Malaria. Because malaria will be common for one particular region. It keeps occurring. It will not go out of this region because of some elements presence here, which is suitable for the breeding ground of Malarian mosquito. So what is that example? I have given Congo region because of tropical forest where the malaria is malaria incidence will be frequent. So like that, the same way endemic for animals also means what, they are very regular. The presence of their the presence of these animals in particular area will be common or regular, so we call it as endemic. So it is endemic to the western Assam. This is what about the 19th question. Come to the 20th question. Which of the following are correctly matched? Extinction. Why first mass extinction, second mass extinction, third mass extinction, fifth mass extinction. Fifth mass extinction is also there. Sixth mass extinction is going on now. What is this mass extinction then? The question is, what is this mass extinction? Definition: mass extinction is nothing but if there are this number of animals. Okay, so here if these 3/4 of one, this is 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, if 3/4 of these animals or plants whatever gets extinct in very short period of time, in short period, not very short period, then we call it as extinction, mass extinction. So you have to define. The short period is very abstract term, right? You should define the short period should be less than 2.8 million years. So this is known as mass extinction. So India has already seen 5 mass extinction. Now 6th one is going on. You should know what are these 5 mass extinction and what are the reasons behind these 5 mass extinction. So the first mass extinction reason is ice age. What is this ice age? All the liquid form means water became ice, means the temperature of the earth went below 0 degrees centigrade for a very long period. At that time, definitely what are the animals or plants residing in earth, they would have died because of lack of food or water. That time India lost 86% of species. Now India lost 86% means only 14% are left. Okay, what is the second mass extinction? How it happened? It happened because of release of large quantity nutrients that led to the algae blooms, which has led to death of fauna and flora. Why led to death of fauna and flora? Because algae bloom will take up all the oxygen available in water, means it leads to the growth of dead zones. Very important concept. Dead zones means in that zone the availability of oxygen will be zero or very low, where survival of flora and fauna will not be possible. So this is the second mass extinction reason. Now third mass extinction reason, what is it? Release of CO2 and methane. What we are doing at present, it has already happened in the past also. So the fourth mass extinction reason is what? Till now nobody knows exact reason. Nobody knows exact reason. So what is the fifth mass extinction reason? Volcanic activity and climate change is the fifth mass extinction. What about the sixth mass extinction which is going on? Who are the reason? You and me and every other human is the reason for the sixth mass extinction. So let's look at the options now. First mass extinction due to severe ice age, correct. Second mass extinction due to emergence of land plants, correct or wrong? Correct. Third mass extinction, cataclysmic eruption near Siberia blasted CO2, correct. Fifth mass extinction, volcanic activity and climate change, correct. So answer is D. You know the fourth one nobody knows the causes. Now come to the 21st question. Which of the following are genetically modified crops? What is genetically modified crops? The DNA of agriculture plants will be modified by genetic engineering method, by using genetic engineering tools. These are known as genetically modified crops. This is monitored in India by what? Genetically engineered organisms or cells. Rules 1989. These will regulate the GMO crops in India. This will fall under which act? Environment Protection Act. It will fall under Environment Protection Act. Okay, these will regulate, these rules will regulate, but who will allow, accept, give recommendation for genetically modified crops? That is Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee. This allows for the commercial release of GMO, commercial release of GM crops. If someone without approval, if they release, they have to face 5 years jail term. It will even regulate the imports of GMO crops products. It will not only these organization will regulate the imports. There is another organization called FSSAI. What is this FSSAI? Food Safety Standard Act of India. Food Safety Standard Authority of India. This is all about the genetically modified crops regulation and policies and everything. But in India, which are the crops that genetic engineering appraisal committee has approved for commercial use. How many? Only one. What is that? BT cotton. No other crop is approved under this because there are some issues with the GM crops that you should find on internet. I don't want to drag this topic. This is about genetically modified crops. Here once you should know one thing: intentional genomic alteration. US FDA has approved a first of its kind for pigs. What is this intentional genomic alteration? It is same as GMO because this is here the DNA of plants will be changed, here DNA of animals will be changed. The first animal is a pig. Here also genetic engineering they will use, means genetic editing. Here also genetic editing they will use. Okay. So you should know what is DNA. DNA is a cell type which consists of genetic instructions. They are mostly made up of sugar and phosphates. So this is what you have to know. That's it. Now let's see the options. BT cotton, correct. Everything is wrong. So answer is B because only BT cotton got the approval. So consider the following statements. The Gir forest is only natural habitat of Asiatic lions. Maldari tribes are religious pastoral communities living in Gir. Their settlements are called nesses. Asiatic lions given endangered status in IUCN. Answer is D. But what you have to learn in this question is very easy. You should know about the Maldari tribes, but you should here concentrate on one thing. Gir forest is the only natural habitat in Asiatic lions. Is there any other animals where they reside in that particular state only in India? Yes, there are many other like Bengal tiger. These type of tiger resides in Sundarban, mangroves. These are the only mangroves place where tigers live. So this is one, Bengal tiger. 2, pygmy hog. Now it is only in Assam, critically endangered. 3, Hangal in Jammu and Kashmir, though it will find even in Himachal Pradesh, but very rare. 4, Sangai, only found in Manipur. Where? In very famous national park, that is Kaibul Lamjau National Park. So there are many other animals which are found only in particular state that you should know. They will be critically endangered animals. So answer for this is D. Come to the next question. Consider the following statement regarding African swine fever. See, all are focusing on COVID-19. Okay, no, not many are talking about African swine fever, right? So what is African swine fever? Swine means what? Swine flu is there, right? From where what is which causes the swine flu, bacteria or fungus or virus? These are wrong, it is virus. So because swine is here, this African swine fever is also caused by virus. Okay, so for this there is no vaccine. But why nobody is talking about African swine flu? Because it doesn't harm human. The risk is very very low, so nobody is talking about the African swine fever. So let's see the options now. It is caused by the bacteria, wrong. Remove 1. Okay, answer. There is a approved vaccine bacteria by the South Africa, wrong. There is no vaccine at all. It is one of the African disease which is high risk to human health, wrong. So answer is D. So which of the following statement is correct? Dugong is the only existing species of herbivorous mammal that lives exclusively in sea. They are listed as vulnerable on IUCN Red List. They are found in the Gulf of Mannar, Andaman and Nicobar Island, and the Gulf of Kutch. This dugong is UPSC pet. So many times it asks about dugongs, so you should know about it. This is correct because this is the only existing species of herbivorous mammal that lives exclusively in sea. You have to see, it looks very cute also, and they are listed as vulnerable on the IUCN. Correct. This is also correct, so answer is D. Because we are talking about the marine animals, you should know about Indian Ocean humpback dolphin. This is critically endangered dolphin. Sorry, it is only endangered dolphin. And you should know about Ganges shark. It is critically endangered. Because the name is Ganges shark, you should not think it is only found in Ganga river. It is even found in Brahmaputra river, in Mahanadi river, in Hooghly river also. So that's it about the 24th question. Now come to the 25th. The Western Ghats passes through which of the following states? Western Ghats passes through which of the following state? It passes through. This is the Western Ghat. It passes through all through these states. So which of the states lies here? Here the Gujarat ends. Here the Maharashtra ends. Here Goa ends. Here Karnataka ends. Here Kerala ends. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So only 5 is a question mark. No. Here the Tamil Nadu border is there. The Tamil Nadu, here also the Western Ghats passes. So 6. So answer is Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat. Answer is D. But what about, okay, everybody knows about Western Ghats and everybody give focus to Western Ghats. What about the Eastern Ghats? Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats comes from here. It covers this entire distance. So it passes to which states? It passes to West Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, and this is Tamil Nadu completely. Tamil Nadu. So only these four states is a question mark. Four states? Oh, no, four states is wrong because it even passes to the here Telangana will be there. Telangana and the southern eastern part of Karnataka. So it passes to the 6 states. What about, one second, make it clear. What about the Western Ghats? Western Ghats passes to the 6 states. Okay, and Eastern Ghats 6 states. So which is a common state for Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats? It is Tamil Nadu. So come to the 26th question now. Yesterday in video we have spoke about project crocodile, conservation of crocodile project started when? In 1975. Which is the project started before this? Project Tiger. Which is the project started after this? Project Elephant. After this, Project Sea Turtle. After this, Project Rhinoceros. After this, Project Snow Leopard. After this, Project Hungle. So many projects. Now government is going to launch Project Dolphin. In 2020, Modi has announced. Prime Minister of India has announced during independence speech. Anyway, come to the question. It's all about the crocodiles. So, Gharial. It is primarily found in where? Himalayan rivers and in Chambal. And the Chambal sanctuary also found it. So, it is critically endangered. It is correct. Mugger crocodile. It is found. Its status is vulnerable under IUCN. It is found in many salt lagoons and estuaries along the coastal areas. And the saltwater crocodile. It is least concern. So answer is A. This is wrong. It is vulnerable. So about the dolphins and IUCN status. So what type of dolphins are found in India? Gangetic dolphin, Indus dolphin, this is endangered, this is endangered. The famous other dolphins are Irrawaddy dolphin, found where? In Chilika Lake. It is one of the Ramsar wetland. We spoke about humpback dolphin just now in the Indian Ocean. It is also endangered. So answer is only B, because everything is endangered. So what step the government has taken for conserving Gangetic dolphin? 1. It declared as a national aquatic animal. 2. Vikramasheela dolphin sanctuary has been established in Bihar? So this is about the 27th question. Come to the 28th question. I forgot to say Project Dolphin. It was launched in 2020. Not launched, it's going to be launched. That's it. Come to the 28th question. Nagoya Portal, Cartagena Portal, Nagoya and Kuala Lumpur Portal. Before knowing about this, you should know about the CDB. What is this CDB? Sorry, CBD, Convention on Biological Diversity. What is this aim? There it has to have conservation, sustainable use, and fair and equitable sharing. These three objectives comes or belongs to the conservation on biological diversity. Okay, under this there are three more protocols. CBD, one Nagoya Protocol, Cartagena Protocol, Nagoya and Kuala Lumpur Protocol. It is in 2000. Sorry, Nagoya Protocol, right? Sorry. First, Cartagena Protocol in 2003, Nagoya Protocol in 2010. It talks about the biosafety and it talks about the assess and benefit sharing. And Nagoya and Kuala Lumpur Protocol talks about the liability and redress. Under this biosafety only, GMO crops will come. All these three protocols will come under CBD, which is legally binding treaty. You should definitely remember. You should not think it is non-legally. It is not non-binding. It is legally binding treaty. Okay, its secretariat is in Canada, Montreal. It works under the United Nations Environment Program. Okay, every country will submit its national report to the CBD Secretariat. The national report on what? Aichi targets. It consists of 20 targets. Because CBD is legally binding, Indian government has drafted Biological Diversity Act in 2002 and established National Biodiversity Authority as a statutory body because it has its own act. Extra information is in 2018 or 2019, I guess in 2018 only, the government of India has submitted its National Report 6 to the CBD Secretariat, okay, about achieving a 12 national biodiversity targets. This NBT is nothing but Aichi targets, which is 20 targets. India has drafted these 20 targets into 12. These 12 are national biodiversity targets. Then you should know what are the achievements because India has submitted the report. So you may ask, what is need of knowing this? UPSC will ask what? Maybe UPSC may ask in mains, saying that it may even frame a question like recently India has submitted its National Report 6 to the CBD Secretariat. Highlight the key steps taken by India to achieve its Aichi targets. Then definitely you should know what are the steps taken to achieve this target. Whatever. First you should know, you should talk about the National Report 6. In brief, what is the achievements? Okay, and after that you have to talk about the steps taken to achieve the IT targets, and you should conclude that again with this report only India has fell behind in 4 targets. Okay, and way forward you can give your own opinion how to achieve these targets. That's it. This is how you have to write this question. And the another question UPSC may ask, what is as access and benefit sharing, and what is biosafety, how explain how they uphold sustainability of biodiversity. They may ask a question like this also. So definitely you should give the definition of this, you should give the definition of this. After giving the definition you should write about the protocols, and it will come on the CBD, and you have then afterwards you have to write how they uphold the sustainability of diversity. That's it. So, and conclusion. So this topic is important. So answer is D here. Come to the 29th question. Consider the following statement regarding Bank Board Bureau. To bring transparency in appointment process and in business strategies and in other things, the government in 2016 has established this board. Okay, it is a autonomous and regulatory board. Okay, the main objectives of this board is it will provide a strategy for restructuring the business strategies. It will provide strategy for raising capital. It will provide strategy for how to deal with bad loans, means NPAs, and it will recommend to the government for appointments or the top level. You have to remember here, it recommends, it will not appoint. It recommends the government, so the government will appoint. If UPSC asks, this recommendation is binding on the government, definitely no, because constitutional body's recommendation itself is not binding on the government. How come a statutory body or non-statutory body recommendation will be binding on the government? With a simple logic you can eliminate that option if they ask in the UPSC prelims exam. So this body is established on the recommendation of PJ Nayak. Very important, you should remember. And his reforms also you have to read. You can use in mains exam. Reforms means you can remember his 3-4 reforms. That's it. It has been constituted on the recommendation of PJ Nayak, correct. It is autonomous recommendatory body, correct. It makes recommendation for appointment of whole process, whole time directors as well as non-executive chairman of public sector banks, correct. So answer is D. Now come to the 38th question. Consider the following statement. The pricing of sugarcane is governed by the Statutory provisions of Sugarcane Control Board order. The cane price announced by the Commission of Agriculture Cost and Prices. Here you should know that the price determination of sugarcane. Who will determine? Central government and state government. The central government will announce fair and remuneration prices. Okay, central government will announce it. Okay, but who will recommend this to the central government? That is Agriculture Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices. Okay, it will recommend to whom? To the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. This is the same body which will recommend to the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. What it will recommend? MSP, minimum support price, for the agriculture products. Other agriculture products, this fair and remuneration price is for the sugar cane. And state governments will announce state advice prices which will be more than fair and remuneration price. This is all about the pricing mechanism of sugarcane. So which organization is playing crucial role in MSP and fair and remunerative price? That is Commission for Agriculture Cost and Price. This is under the Ministry of Agriculture. And the pricing of sugarcane is governed by statutory provisions of Sugarcane Control Order. Correct. It is wrong because it recommends, it is not announced. It is announced by whom? Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So answer is A. Come to the 31st question. Which of the following statement regarding United Nations Relief and Work Agency is correct? It is a UN agency that supports the relief and human development of conflict refugees and environment refugees. Its headquarters is in Jordan. So this is wrong, this is correct. Answer is B. Why it is wrong? Because this body is established in 1949. Why it has established? To take care of Palestine refugees. Okay, because war was happening, so Palestine refugees between Palestine and Israel, even now it is happening. Okay, it will take care of Palestine refugees where they present in Jordan, in Lebanon, in Syria, in West Bank, including Jerusalem and Gaza Strip. It works only for the Palestine refugees, that's it. So not for everybody, so it is wrong. So who will work for the everyone? It is United Nations Human Rights Council. It works for the refugees in conflict or environment refugees. It is a new concept. And human right, for the human rights and development activities, anything else, every other thing it will take care. How many members are present in this United Nations Human Rights Council? 47. Members will be retired for every 3 years. Means elected for every 3 years. Recently who got elected? Pakistan. Pakistan is a country where human violation is very high. Still it is elected to the United Nations Human Rights Council. So this is all about the 31st question. Answer is B. So come to the 32nd question. Consider the following statement. In the United Nations Council, Security Council, there are 10 permanent seats. Yes, correct. Which are these 10 permanent seats? Who are these? Africa, how many seats? 3. Asia, how many seats? 2. Eastern Europe and Western Europe, how many seats? 2, 1. And Caribbean and Latin America, how many seats? 2. Totally 10. So if you combine Africa and Asia, they are 5. Okay, 5 seats are given to the African and Asian states, correct? So answer is C. So come to the 33rd question. Consider the following statement regarding the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes. Okay, so investment disputes means you have to know that about a World Bank Group. What is this World Bank Group? This World Bank Group consists of International Finance Cooperation, International Development Association, International Bank Reconstruction Development, International Center for Settlement of Investment Dispute, and Multilateral Guarantee Agency. So, this is the World Bank Group, right? These are the 5. India is signatory of who? Which organizations? India is signatory of this and this and this, not this. Okay, so which is the organization established early? This is one in 1944. After this, which one? This one, 1956. After this, which one? 1960. After this, which one? This one. Year I forgot. After this, which one? This one. It is 1988. Okay, 88, right? This is 1966. So this is how you have to remember. But you should know one thing: IFC, IDA, IBRD, and ICSID, MIGA. Okay, these 5 institutions, right? What are the objective of this? This is to encourage private players in developing countries, means private investments. This is to help poor countries. This is for build and reconstruction, building and reconstruction. When Europe was, after World War II, the Europe is almost disturbed. So for that, to improve the Europe condition, they have established this, and this is to resolve the disputes in investment related disputes. This is to safeguard the investments in other countries. So these are the objectives that you should remember. And come to this option. It was established in 1966 by the Convention on the Settlement of Investment Disputes for the legal dispute resolution and reconciliation between the international investors. See, 1966 is correct. India is also party. No, it is not party. So answer is A. You should definitely remember 1944, 1956, 1960, 1966, 1988. If you don't remember, this is very difficult. UPSC may ask to arrange them in chronological order. That's why you have to remember. The UPSC may ask the projects also to arrange in chronological order. That is Project Tiger, Project Crocodile, Project Elephant, Project Sea Turtle, Project, after Sea Turtle what? Rhinos. After that Snow Leopard. After that Hungal. And which of the following organization released the World Investment Report, that is UNCTAD. This is a direct question. And the UN, this conference, right, this organization conference will be held once in 4 years. 4 years. Answer is here, C. Consider the following statement regarding unified mobile application for new age governance. It is UMANG. You might have heard about this app that is launched by the government. Government means who? Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, to provide all government related services in one app. So it is digital initiative, obviously correct. Digital India initiative. And Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, correct. It provides an unified approach where one can install one app to avoid multiple government services, correct. Answer is C. So that's it. Today we finished May and June current affairs questions. I hope you have all enjoyed May and June current affairs questions. From tomorrow we are going to start July current affairs questions. In July we will be discussing 100 questions in part wise. So mostly 2020. So 5 videos will be there. So for today that's it. Thank you.